A general comment about the game, and then we'll go to questions.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna skip comments about the game, and I thought about this on the ride here. It's been a tough 3 weeks for my family, and when I look at this community, it reminds me of that. You know, you look in the crowd, and you look at names that have come down generations, and that's the amazing thing about this sport, and that's the amazing thing about this sport at this level, right? And everybody does it a different way. And the way that we do it are with kids that grew up in Perry, and kids that care about Perry, and families that care about Perry. And it's just a reminder of what makes this sport so special, because our community, we have kids that go without one, and we have kids that don't have 2 pennies to rub together. We have Black, white, and Hispanic students. We have students from 2-parent homes, students that are jumping from couch to couch. And when you play football or when you play a team sport, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's the thing that makes this so special for me. And having my siblings on the sideline, you know, it's that family atmosphere, and it's that care for where you're from. And, you know, people, hey, what's the difference between D1 and D5 or whatever it is? That's the difference, is that it's a community, and it matters to everyone there. You guys saw it out there with Liberty Center, and you saw those tears from those kids, and those tears weren't from losing. Those tears were from giving absolutely everything that they had for their families and for their community, and that's what I'm so proud of with our guys right now. So that was my 8-minute soliloquy. Sorry.
Coach, Keno Sultan with C-Town Radio. This was a number 1, number 2 matchup. How is it a blessing for your team to be number 1 wire to wire and come out champions against the number 2 Tigers?
You guys want to answer that?
You know, it feels great for every single one of us. You know, we're all so blessed. At the beginning of the season, we all knew we were, you know, going to be something special. And, you know, I really think throughout the season we showed that we are a group of guys that could really play together and, you know, have fun.
Braden, you not only threw a touchdown in the second half, you ran for what turned out to be the game-deciding 60-yard score. What did you see on that score there?
You know, when I was quarterback, no matter what the play was, I'd look at Coach and he'd tell me what to do. And that time he told me to run it, and it ended up being a quick play call.
Jaden or Braden, you know, when we talked at Berea back in July, remember Coach was quelling your expectations. You know, at what point do you feel like this really start to creep in your minds?
After we beat Kirtland, I talked with the Kirtland coach after we won, and it actually came true. He told me that he wanted 2 CVC teams to win the state chip this year, and it just happened, so it's perfect.
He's lying. He has no confidence in our team whatsoever. But, you know, we all stayed confident throughout the whole entire season. We all knew we were about to be, you know, pretty good. And just playing together, every single one of us, you know, busting our butts, you know, we came out successful like we wanted to.
It's only 7 seniors. At what point did you feel like the younger guys really stepped things up, though, too, as well?
At the beginning of the season, they all.
Last year. I say last year.
Oh yeah, last year we would have meetings and stuff. You know, dudes getting yelled at for not, even though they're younger, they're still expected to play some upperclassman role, especially because there's only 7 of us. But I just feel like, I don't know, they all stepped up like they were told to, and yeah.
Jack, you want to chime in there? You can say something.
I think that the younger guys really stepped up, especially on scout team and during practice and everything. It's them, even though they might have been getting beat up completely, like we have a junior or sophomore, Christopher Bezick, he doesn't even go in on offense like with us and like Ryan's running back, and he's just getting obliterated as a scout offensive running back, but he's running hard every play. He gets knocked down completely. Like Jaden will lay him out, and he gets back up and runs the ball again, like for another 5 yards, making us do up downs.
Braden, the last offensive drive you guys had, obviously before the kneel downs, but the last offensive drive, you guys started your own 1-yard line. What's going through your guys' minds as you get out there on the first play, then you get the catch, and then a couple of runs?
You know, I should have caught the punt, but I let it go because I don't want to muff it. But looking back, I probably should have took the punt, but I didn't. But it's okay because I caught a couple runs. I don't know how far did we go, to like the 30-yard line or something. So ended up okay. We should have got the touchdown, but I don't even know what flag would happen. But it's okay because we're in the pudding, so it's all cool.
Coach, for you.
Yeah.
You guys were able to move the ball in the first half, but I felt like in the second half, the game really flipped when you did go to some of that Wildcat stuff with Braden back there. Kind of what did you see to make you go to that? And then obviously just sticking with that, you were able to get the big plays you needed.
Brandon's played quarterback his whole life. He protested in the summer and he wouldn't come to our sweet meetings for a little bit, but he's always played that spot. And you know, last year we were in a tight ball game against Garaway, and when you have a front that's having the success that they had, right? Hey, I've got to go from point A to point B to get it to point C. Let's cut a point out, right? And those were some of the things that we did, and it's something that we haven't really been in much this season, but we've practiced. So, you know, it worked out well, and you get some of your best guys out on the field with the opportunity to touch the ball every time. And I think the best piece about that is the selflessness of both Braden and Walter to be able to do that seamlessly.
Braden, did you feel like you got enough of a taste of that to keep from getting rusty as well along the
Yeah, we always do like a couple plays of practice every day, and I mean we do it sometimes throughout the season. Never full possession, just sometimes in the red zone here and there, just never full possession. But we did it today and ended up okay.
Coach, on their final fourth down, there was a timeout called. What was the message on the sideline before you sent them back out there for that 4th and 15?
Scott Niedzwiecki talks. I get out of his way. That's our defensive coordinator. You know, for our guys, it's just one more snap. Play as hard as you can, right? And we talked about it on the 4th down play that we got a false start on. If we convert that, that's a state title right there. That 4th down play on defense, you know, that's a state title play right there. And you know, it's just a matter of, and then the Liberty Center kids did the same thing, just digging down and giving it your best, the best that you have. And luckily, we came up on the right side of it this go around.
Those last couple.
What was the kind of the last message that your seniors, you know, kind of said to the underclassmen, you know, that basically to, you know, go forth and on to next year and the year on, kind of basically set the standard for this period program?
I don't know if they've given a message like verbally, but I do know. So you know, we talk about 7 seniors, and you guys see 4 up here, and these are the 4 that play. So that means that there are 3 seniors on a very young football team that show up every single day and work hard, and they show out for their team. And if there's a message, so right, when you're a senior, you're going to be talked about one way or the other when you're gone. And the way that this senior class is going to be brought or talked about is team, is selflessness, is that focus, is that hard work. It's not a vocal group, despite Studio's like 8 15-yard penalties this season for talking too much on the field. It's not a very vocal group, but they truly do lead by example. And that's exactly what we're going to point to, because there's no one that can deny what these guys accomplished, and there's no one that can deny the way that they approached everything that they do.
If any of the seniors can chime in, talk about the legacy. You guys will be the first class to bring a state championship to
Tom hates talking. He's going to be good.
the first state championship in school history for the football team at Perry, for this community, and for especially the 7 seniors. How big of a legacy is that?
You know, it's basically just for our community. I mean, like you saw in the stands, they all showed up. Everyone supported us all the way. So this is just a very good representation of our community and what we can accomplish.
Coach, what's it mean to you? You haven't been there long, three years, and you brought the championship, the first one to Perry.
It's going to be harder to find a week 1 and 2 now. So if you guys know anyone that wants to play, you know, we can tell them that we're Lima Perry. Sorry. It's the same logo. No, I mean, it's amazing, and you guys are going to think I'm full of it here. It's, yeah, you want to win a state title, but I don't put a goal board up. Our goal board is to get better every single day. Right, and we accomplished that last year when there was someone that may have been ranting and raving on the field about how they were going to be the first 0-10 Perry team in school history, and we didn't do that.
And then we won the next game by 60 points, no, what, 35?
It was by a lot. But no, you know, it's awesome. But I thought that the coolest part about this week, and there's a lot that goes into this, guys. Like, everyone is reaching out. Everyone wants sideline passes. Everyone wants this. Everyone wants that. We got 7 inches of snow, and we're not allowed to plow the field. So we have to wait for the sun, and our AD and 2 kids go out there with blowers to get the snow off. All those things go into it. And I thought the coolest part about this week is I was getting emails from guys that had played here 40, 50 years ago, right? I'm getting phone calls from those guys, and I'm reaching out to TJ. I'm like, hey, do you know who this guy is? Do you know who this guy is? I'm asking Pat Janelle and Mike Ryan if they know who those guys are. And those guys are guys that retired a long time ago, and they're still around the community. So, you know, it means a tremendous amount for that community. It's a proud town. And for these kids to be able to do that and to be able to bring that back to the community, I think that's amazing.
For Coach and any of the guys who want to chime in, just talk about the physicality, of a game like this. With those, I know, if you're scouting Liberty, and it's probably pretty obvious on film, but when you look at just what it took to get this done tonight, obviously there was big plays involved, but the game kind of came down to physicality.
Yeah, I didn't play, so I can't speak on the physicality, but these guys can, because they're the ones that are going to feel it.
So what I want to say is that when you're scouting and like even on film, everyone looks giant on film. Everyone looks 10 times bigger on film with huddle and everything. And you look and you see, oh, this guy's big, but he's messing up every few plays or something. Or like when he's in for a really long time, he's tired. You got to take advantage of all those little quick mess ups or anything. And even as an offensive lineman, these guys played their hearts out. They played till the very last second. They played through the whistle, which what you got to do to win games like this.
You mentioned the importance of community, and Braden kind of hit on that week 3 game. Tiger was here yesterday saying how much he was going to root for you guys. Is there a correlation you see with you two as CVC programs getting the job done this year?
I hope so. Like, in all seriousness, I hope that that's something that continues. I hope that we're able to continue the momentum and that we don't get comfortable with where we're at and we push more. We don't expect anything. And we understand, somebody asked if we felt like we had a target on our back. I hope so. I hope we have it on our back because that means that we're doing the right things and that we're getting better. So I hope that ourselves and Kirtland can continue to build this and we can kind of go down that same path. The first game today, that league wins every state title in certain divisions, right? The MAC wins it. And why do they win it, right? 1, genetic engineering. 2, when you're playing state championship level programs week in and week out, the playoffs are your season off, right? And that's where we need to get, and that's why Tiger's never going to be off the schedule, and we're going to continue to play each other forever. So,
for any of the players, obviously there's a lot of seriousness that goes into building a program.
Very serious.
But that was my question. It seems like there's a lot of fun as well. Playing for a guy like this and having that kind of camaraderie, how much more does that make you want to win this one for him and for this program?
No, I got it. So, Coach G, he's an amazing guy, great guy, great coach too. No, I'm kidding. But, it's really a blessing to play for him. Coaching as we get, all of our coaching staff, they're all amazing people with amazing personalities. And they want it as much as these players do, so performing at a high level like we do and, playing every single day, busting our butts, it's really great to play for them.
I think the best part playing for Coach G is that you can get yelled at practice, and then about 2 minutes later, you can be laughing with him. That happens quite often. I think that's an amazing part about practice.
I will say he has some of the most.
We could leave that
He will dig deep and push you with some of his insults, but he'll also make you laugh 30 seconds later.
He's scary.
All right, any more questions here?
The last end defensively, before they take over, you all don't score out. Offensive drive scores out.
We tried to score.
What happens before that defensive stand, defensive drive, before they get the ball back to try to score?
You got a lot of people on the field yelling that we can do this, but they're not really looking at the play call, so that's kind of an issue. But outside of that, we're pretty good because everyone's really hyped, and as long as you know the play call, we're okay. And then they had to start passing the ball, and obviously that's not their strong suit, but yet they still kind of passed pretty well at the end. But it's okay. We ended up winning, so we did good.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.